A man can have sex with a woman even if she says no, and that will not be considered as rape. Marital rape. Can a husband be allowed to have sex with his wife with or without consent? After the wedding, does it mean that the consent to have sex cannot be revoked by the woman? It is 2020, but India is still debating whether it should criminalize marital rape or not. और इसी के बीच में सबके अपने अपने ओपिनियन हैं. आप ट्विटर पर ही देख लो, some desi men are participating in a trend called marriage strike, which means they are protesting by promising never to marry because they don't want more power to be given to women when it comes to their bodies. They are protesting because they fear that marital rape will be criminalized. Well, some desi men may actually be doing a favor by going on marriage strike. But talking about this issue, what is this controversy? Why do we need to change the laws? And what are the arguments before the court? Section 375 of Indian Penal Code defines rape. Rape is defined as an act in which a man has intercourse with a woman without her consent, or by coercion, or by deception and fraud. But the same section also has an exception that says that sexual intercourse by a man with his own wife is not rape. Yani ki a man can have sex with a woman even if she says no, and that will not be considered as rape. This means once married, consent becomes irrevocable. और इसी चीज को लेकर सबसे बड़ी controversy है, because this is exactly where the problem lies. The idea behind this exception that once married, a wife cannot say no to sex to her husband. It is believed to be her job or a duty to have sex with her husband. This matter is currently being heard by Delhi High Court, and it is being discussed whether the exception in section 375 is legal or not. Those who want marital rape to be criminalized have a very simple logic, that a woman is not a property of her husband. She can say no, and marriage cannot be the license for having sex without consent. This exception, according to the petitioner, violates fundamental rights described under Article 14 and Article 21. Article 14 is right to equality, and Article 21 is the protection of life and personal liberty. This law also has colonial roots, as we had in the case of homosexuality. British outlawed this law in 1991, but India still has it. In fact, India is not among those 100 countries where marital rape has been criminalized. Crimes and abuse against women is not a secret in India. It starts from our own home, our own neighborhood, and yet we pretend to unsee it. At the same time, many surveys have pointed out towards the increase in violence against women, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic and the lockdowns. But believe it or not, there are many people who vehemently support the idea of marital rape, and they do not want it to be criminalized. The argument is that the criminalization goes against the idea of a marriage, and it will shake the foundation of a relationship between a man and his wife. Well, okay, but which idea of marriage allows husband to rape his wife? Which foundation of marriage is intact where a wife is being sexually assaulted? और ये जो लोग मैरिज स्ट्राइक की बात कर रहे हैं ना, ये उनके लिए है. The criminalization of marital rape will not stop you from having sex with your own wife. It will stop you from having sex without her consent. It is about the fact that a woman has the right to say no to her husband. Then there is a second argument, which is about the misuse and the burden of proof. Yes, this law, if framed, can be misused. But any law that has ever been made can be misused. Anybody can be accused in a fake case. It has nothing to do with marital rape or any other law. And as far as evidence is concerned, yes, there is complexity in having a burden of proof, but does it mean that we will allow marital rape just because it is hard to prove and it can be misused? इस टॉपिक पर डिबेट बहुत ही पुराना है, but as usual some people have made it about feminist versus victim men issue, which is not the case. This is not the right way to understand this issue. The issue is about a woman's autonomy, her rights, her body, and her consent. So away from all the noise on social media, we need to have more elaborate discussion and debate on how to frame this law. If you like this video, do not forget to drop in a like and subscribe to Indiatimes.